Good morning. Today we are correcting CO24. I can find the least common multiple of a set of numbers, the LCM. So we talked about finding that LCM by making lists or by doing the table. Thank you to my friends who are not talking while I am recording and we are going over answers. So on the second page, the least common multiple of 5 and 9 is 45. 12 and 14 is 84. 9 and 15 is 45. 10 and 12 is 60. 4, 6, and 16 is 48. 9, 10, and 12 is 180. Any questions on any of those? Madison? 12 number 9. Find your mistake. Guys, you should not be talking. Yes. Okay. Anybody have any questions on how I found my least common multiple? I did the listing method. You'll notice that the 9, 10, and 12, we had to list really far out until we could get to it. That's okay. Sometimes you just have to keep going till you can get to it. Sometimes you could do that table method. If we'd done the table method for 9, 10, and 12, it would have gone a whole lot quicker. I could have pulled a 3 out. 9 divided by 3 is 3. I can't divide 10 by 3. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Then I can pull a 2 out. Can't divide my 3, but I can divide 10 by 2. Why is there talking? I am recording. We should be listening and reviewing. Melanie, stop talking, please. I don't like having to call people out individually to stop, but I need the conversations to stop, please. We can divide 10 by 2 and get 5. We can divide 4 by 2 and get 2. Those are all primes, so then I go back and I multiply all of my primes together and I make that L shape for the least common multiple. And if I multiply 3 times 2, I get 6. 6 times 3, I get 18. 5 times 2 is 10. 18 times 10 gives me that 180. So it is less work if we do that table and not having to keep going till we get all the way to 180 with those multiples. So using that table can save time, but listing will get you there also. Ava?
I don't know how this happened, but I did for 180, I did 9 times 10 times 12, and then I got the answer of 108 and then 0, but then I forgot to add the 0 when I was doing it, so then I got 108 as my answer.
So when you just multiply 9, 10, and 12, that's not going to give you the correct answer, because that's not how we do the table method. You have to pull out the primes, and 9 times 10 times 12 isn't 108. It gave you a common multiple, but it's too big of a common multiple. Okay. If you had done your math correctly, you would have gotten a much bigger number, right? So you can't just multiply those two numbers together. That will give you a multiple, but it's going, a lot of times, will be too big of a multiple. Any other questions or comments? All right, let's look at the second part where we're finding either the greatest common factor or the least common multiple. So for greatest common factor of 18 and 24 is 6. Because remember, when we're doing the GCF, that's a factor. Think factor buddies. What's the greatest factor buddy they share? So the greatest factor was 6. The least common multiple of 18 and 24 is 72. Madison.
What is the greatest common factor of 72? Wait.
72 isn't a factor, it's a multiple. You're multiplying up to 72. factors, think factor buddies. What do we multiply together to get it?
I just realized that I was doing like, I was just doing factors, and I was doing the least factors.
So this is why we have this review section in here. It's really easy to get confused between greatest common factor and least common multiple. Zelda.
Is it okay for the greatest common factor for 18 and 24? Is it okay if I put 3 times 2 for it?
No, you actually have to put what the number is. You have to do the math. So on the test, I am looking for an answer of 6. You can't just say 2 times 3 because I don't know that you know what 2 times 3 is. So you have to give me that final answer. 15 and 18, the greatest common factor is 3. The least common multiple would be 90. Then we have 50 and 60. The greatest common factor is 10. Least common multiple is 300. Is there anybody who's not sure how I got those answers? Did you get something different and it wasn't that you did the greatest common factor when you're supposed to do the least common multiple? Is there anybody who's like, ooh, I really messed up how to find it? Anyone that you want me to go through? We're feeling confident? Madison, I know you were doing it wrong, but do you feel confident in how to do them?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, if you are watching this at home, I hope you are well. I hope to see you soon. Have a wonderful day.